and welcome to another week of the Multinational Football League. The Orbits and Monarchs facing off today in London. Yes, the MNFL London Games honoring the NFL, of course, as that will be the midfield logo. That is, in fact, where we're situated now. Ingram on the sideline. He's been pretty good for the Orbits. But the Monarchs have been on, well, the Monarchs are trying to go ahead and start the second game win streak as they come out in their, what I would call, royal blues. The shoulder pads, of course, being red to still, give them a little bit of that. But, of course, you've seen Albuquerque versus Dublin. That was a win for, I believe it was the Desperados. As we'll start this one and see how that went, or how this goes. So adjusting it slow, and we are simming to the end of the game. Orlando versus St. Louis. Let's see who comes out on top right here, right now. So St. Louis will kick it off to start our London games as they'll return from the 4 and make it to the 26. Called a about a 22-yard return as Trevor Lawrence coming out. He's almost at 1,000 yards, 97 completions, 150 attempts. Hasn't been too bad on the completion side. I think it's more or less interceptions just haunting him now. They'll go jet sweep first, and that sets up a pretty positive game. Christian Kirk put up 9 yards right there. As it'll be 2nd and 1 for Lawrence and the Orbits. Handoff down the middle, and it's going to be a first down to the 36. And an injury already. It looks like Little going to head out of the game. He's been a really good lineman for them. I hope he doesn't go. They still have their superstar on the line, though. Number 58 down there. We'll see if he can, or 68, excuse me. As this will be a bounce to the outside. Tank Bigsby. Last week, 27 rushes, 84 yards, no touchdown. Looking to change that. As back-to-back 9-yard gains on first down have occurred. 2nd and 1 at the 45. They'll go play action. Lawrence firing, getting the first down. So they'll get it to the 48. Nice play. Nice play call, really, by the Orbits, as it'll be 1st and 10 at the 48 inside their own territory. Motion. Brian Thomas Jr. looking to throw. Gets it across the middle, and it's going to be another first down. 3 first downs so far. That one to Christian Kirk. And they are inside enemy territory now. 1st and 10 at the 41. Lawrence. Play action. Firing across the middle. He's got a first down and a lot more. Getting him to the red zone is Evan Ingram. 1st and 10 at the 20. Now, mind you, the halftime show going to be a little different than it has been. I'll show you when we get there how different it will be. But let's just say I'm not commentating it. 1st and 10 at the 20. Lawrence. Going to waste a little bit of play clock. Looking to throw. Pass is caught over the middle once again. They've just been attacking the medium routes really, really hard so far. 2nd and 3 at the 13. So within scoring range and deep in it. Looking to throw. Lawrence fires, incomplete. First 3rd down of the game for the Orbits. See if they can convert here. Had a long drive. Looking to throw. Pass is caught! And it's going to be 1st and goal at the 1. Kirk with another completion. or another reception, I guess I should say, as Tank Bigsby is lined up behind the fullback here. ISO formation, handoff, Bigsby's in, touchdown, Orbits. And that's how we'll start off this game. The Orbits getting the touchdown on their opening drive. Incredible play there by Bigsby, able to follow his blocks, get in the end zone, and of course, a huge credit to Evan Ingram, who has, as it stands right now, the biggest catch of the game. Of course, it is only the first drive, so we can't say much yet. But the Orbits and get on the board first. St. Louis to respond right here, right now, as the kickoff goes to about the 3. And the return will be stopped short of the 25. They'll get to the 23. So here is the Monarchs quarterback and Caleb Williams. Now, he has actually gotten past the 1,000-yard mark. He's actually doing pretty good for himself in the NFC North. Only problem, or the MNFC North, excuse me. The only problem right now is the lack of production out of other players. So, show you what that kind of means. DeAndre Swift, 27 rushes, 140 yards, and 2 touchdowns in that game last week as they really stepped it up there. And now 2nd and 8 at the 24 for the Monarchs after that rush. Passing, it's caught, and he's going to go backwards. Great play. Nice little TFL by Andre Cisco. And it'll be 3rd and long. Potential 3 and out for the Orbits here. Looking to start off this game fresh. Williams. Good protection. Fires down the middle, and it's caught. First down at the 33. And we have an injury in the secondary. Number 25 for the Orbits. We're hoping he's going to be okay, as that is never a good sign when someone goes down in the secondary. 1st and 10. Handoff. Swift is going to pick up a gain of 2. Hines Allen able to get in there and get the tackle. After the 2-yard gain, it'll be 2nd and 8, 35. Handoff. Swift again, and he's not going anywhere. Huge plays coming from these Orbits. The only problem is they weren't able to stop him on 3rd down last time. You wonder what'll happen here. Williams rolling out. Tries to let go of this ball, and he will, but it'll be an incompletion. 4th and 9, and Hines Allen digging up part of the field to put Caleb Williams in, because he really did ground him there. 4th and 9 at the 34. This kick is up and away. Punt will reach about the 13 and bounce straight into the end zone from there. And the QB rush yards stat leaders. Lawrence sneaking in there. Bo Nix, Allen, Murray, and then, of course, A-Rich at the top. 1st and 10. Handoff. Bigsby. He's going to take a gain of 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5 from the 25 now after that gain. Orbits have already scored and are looking to score once again. Lawrence over the middle. Caught. 1st down. And he's going to get 10 yards extra from that. 1st and 10 at the 40. So thinking their name of the Monarchs, I mean, you'd almost think this was a home game, but it is, in fact, not a home game. The Orbits, of course, doing their part as far as that goes, and the Monarchs looking to take back London, as the Orbits just spinning circles around him, as that's going to be a 2-yard gain. And Bigsby on the rush there. It'll be 2nd and 8 at the 42. Hurting the average a little bit, no problem. Pitch, and no real blocks. He's going to get down at the line of scrimmage. Jermaine Edmonds. So here is 3rd and 8 at the 42. Lawrence motioning Thomas. Looking to throw. Going deep. Caught! Evan Ingram! He's down the sideline and to the 18. Evan Ingram putting the team on his back right now. He was the main reason they got a touchdown last time. And he certainly doesn't let up this time. Huge gain to the 18 there for Lawrence and the Orbits as they're in the red zone once again. Looking to throw. Lawrence under pressure, and down he goes. Montez Sweat backing him up a little further. 7-yard loss. It'll end up making it 7 and 17 at the 26. Great play there by Montez Sweat, able to shed that block and just get right up in there. As Lawrence will be looking to throw again. Pressure coming, and down he goes. Edmonds. Or I'm sorry, that's Dexter Sr. My goodness, 2 completely different numbers. I'm sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. But on 3rd and 24, they're definitely in a pass-first situation now. They'll go screen. And he will get a definitely good chunk, but it's not enough. And Christian Kirk going to go out. That's going to hurt the Orbits a lot. So field goal unit will come onto the field here and attempt it. 40 yards out. Does he have it? Kick is up. It's good. The Orbits and Cam Little with a field goal to make it 10-0 for the Monarchs. So after no answer, able to pay up 3 points. All thanks to that defense, though, for holding them to that point. And they'll go to the 25 before being brought down. So 1st and 10 for Williams at the 25. We'll see what he's able to do with 46 seconds left in the first quarter. Hand off to Swift. And it'll be a gain of about 3. Well, 2nd and 7 at the 28. Looking to throw. Williams fires. Sideline incomplete. Just great defense there. Able to lock up the tight end. And now it's 3rd and 7 at the 28. Looking to throw is Williams. Firing over the middle. Pass is caught. And it'll be a first down. It'll be a first down to end the first quarter. So, a 10-0 lead for the Orbits in London as this Monarchs defense starting to come alive in that offense. Moving the ball right now. We'll see what happens here in the second quarter. So the second quarter starting up now. Obviously the switching of the field position here. And Williams is going to be taken down. The Orbits' first sack of the game. Nice play there by Trayvon Walker. See him like a speeded bullet. Just able to get him right there. Sees him coming, just not able to escape. Not enough speed. Or maybe just not enough awareness. I'm not quite sure which. Either way, it's going to be an 8-yard loss. 2nd and 18 at the 31. They'll hand it off. And it'll be a 4-yard gain. So now 3rd and 14 at the 35. Looking to throw. And he fumbles the ball. Able to pick it back up, though. He's got to run with it, and he's definitely not doing that. Huge play. They'll count that as a strip sack. And Hines Allen able to strip that ball away. Antonio Johnson, though, able to get him for the real sack right there. 4th and 28 at the 22. This punt is up and away from about the 11. Lands at the 20. And it'll be 1st and 10 at the 26. So now Lawrence in the orbits. They've been pretty dominant on offense. That dominant defense keeping them scoreless on the Monarchs side. We'll see what happens here as Lawrence sees pressure, fires, and it's nearly intercepted. So, talking about the uniform choice for the Monarchs, I mean, I really just thought, when you think about it, the Orbits and Monarchs game in London, it's kind of a, game meant for the Monarchs, almost, if that makes any sense. It is, but it's not. And they show up right there on defense, forcing 4th down. But as I was saying, I mean, really, it's all about where this game is taking place, and the Monarchs, obviously, with their name, are awarded more or less of home territory. So, the rushing yard stat leaders as we enter week 6, DeAndre Swift, Kenneth Walker, just some names in there. Of course, the main man going to get a run here, and it's going to be a 1-yard gain. So, a total of -1 yards there, -12 passing yards for the Monarchs today as they'll look to throw, and that will certainly help out. Romeo Duns with a 1st down. Romeo Dunze, however you want to say it. He's got the 1st down there and come wide open on that inside route. Great play by Duns. Just easily able to get there. And it's going to be 1st and 10. Handoff. Swift trying to crash through the line, and he'll get a gain of 2 out of it. It'll be 2nd and 8 at the 49. 2nd and 8. Play action. Throwing. Pass is caught. And it's going to be 3rd and 6. Monarchs were moving the ball a little bit on their last drive. Unfortunately, not able to do that here. As effectively chucks this one, and it's incomplete. And I say the last drive. What I meant was the drive before their last one, their second to last drive. They were moving that ball, and then it's like they just stopped. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really make sense to me as to why maybe that happened. Could be a line problem, because we did see that on their actual last drive. So maybe the line is what's playing a part in all of this. It's 1st and 10 at the 20 now for Trevor Lawrence. Motion. They'll go with the RPO, and he's smacked. Christian Kirk getting back in the game now for his 5th catch. And abysmal yards, really. 2nd and 9 at the 21. Handoff. And Bigsby not going really anywhere. 1-yard gain, and that's it. 3rd and 8 at the 22. Nope. Go play action here. Lawrence is going to be dropped in the backfield. Unbelievable. Billings getting back there for a half sack. Not quite sure who the other player was, but either way, just a great all-around effort. 15-yard line, and oh my goodness, what a punt. Got down to the 20, and obviously not able to tackle him close there, but 15-yard gain off of a killer punt like that certainly helps the Orbits, as this pass is caught for a gain of 6. The 2nd and 4 at the 41. So St. Louis still trying to figure out those total yardage situations here, and pass is caught along the sideline. He's got a first down and a lot more. Bringing it to the other side of the field. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line in Orbits territory. Darnell Savage able to get him down, but let's just take a look at this. Great block by the receiver, and Cole Kmet is just tripped up by a defender downfield. That's really nothing you could do about that. So St. Louis looking to throw. They'll get it out to Mooney, who's going to have a gain of 5. Or I'm sorry, it's Moore. So DJ Moore able to pick up 5 there. Here's 2nd and 5 from the 30. Williams going, and it's caught! 1st and goal at the 9. Guess who? It's Moore again. He just wants more and more yardage. As you could say, as it'll be a 1st and goal at the 9-yard line. Williams stepping up. He's going to run. Touchdown, St. Louis. The Monarchs score in London. Just before the 2nd half. And the fireworks are going off. That is incredible. 2 great play calls there, and Williams able to get it done with his legs. So St. Louis able to get on the board here with the extra point, makes it a 3-point game. Monarchs scoring summary, 5 plays, 64 yards. Time is of the essence here for Orlando if they want to extend their lead, as this return is going to get down to the 2-minute warning. 35-yard line, a great return on the kickoff, as Lawrence will look to throw. Going over the middle, pass is caught, and Kirk is just dumped after 7 yards. 2nd and 3 at the 42. Orbits looking to throw here with Lawrence. Pass is caught, and it's going to be a 1st down. So Trevor Lawrence really has just been able to get this ball moving here for the Orbits, as when you shut him down, nothing else really happens. I mean, Tank Bigsby has a touchdown so far, but that's really because Lawrence got him inside the line to gain there, really. And here is 2nd and 1. Lawrence scrambling. He's going to have a 1st down and way more to the 30. So now in field goal range, the Monarchs going to have to try and get a stop here to force them to just a field goal as this clock continues to wind down. Lawrence firing over the middle. Pass is caught, and it's going to be a 1st down. Timeout taken by the Orbits. Their 2nd timeout of the half. 19 seconds left. Looking to throw. Lawrence slings it. Sideline! What a catch! Brian Thomas Jr. is going to get the 1st down inside the 5. Call it 1st and goal at the 2. Huge play there. Should have hit him a little bit earlier, but still a nice catch, and they are surely going to be able to add on to their lead here before half. First and goal at the 2. Motioning the tight end, hand off to Bigsby. Bigsby nearly gets it. And are they going to call a timeout? They will. With 6 seconds left, 2nd and 1 in all reality for the score. It's 10-7 ball game, and wow, this is impressive. They're going to go ahead and kick the field goal. Kick is up and good to make it 13-7. I would have liked to see him go for that, but a nice stop by the defense, I guess. And with 4 seconds left, St. Louis is going to be able to try and do something as well. They're going to return this one, a costly mistake if he can't get in, and that's certainly what it was. Triple zeros on the clock in St. Louis. Down by 6. 13-7. Monarchs trail as we head into halftime. Ice, take it away if you're ready.
Halftime report here in the first ever international game, like an actual international game. This game has been a little interesting here. 13-7. Question is, will St. Louis capitalize?
Rather short halftime, and I guess it's because of the international game, but yeah, I expected him to do a lot more there. Sorry, guys. Passing touchdowns, though, and stat leaders. We have Caleb Williams in second with 11 touchdowns compared to Patrick Mahomes, who is at the top so far. Now, they definitely do need some key touchdowns here as he'll get this one off to Keenan Allen for a first down to the 43-yard line. Of course, today in the NFL, we actually seen our first international game in Dublin, as that'll be a 3-yard gain. We've seen the Vikings and the Steelers go to town there and really only ended up being by a field goal that the Vikings would lose off of some rather questionable play calls and silly mistakes. Hopefully that's not the case here in London, as it'll be 3rd and 7. Play action. Williams fires, and it's, oh my gosh, almost caught. Nice play on the secondary side of the ball. Darnell Savage able to get that done. 4th and 7 at the 46. As this punt is away, and it'll go inside the 20 to the 17 as it goes out of bounds. Trevor Lawrence, 16 for 18, 174 yards and no touchdowns quite yet, as they'll be certainly looking to add on to it here as this second half starts. Handoff, Tank Bigsby making a big rumble for a gain of 7. For the Monarchs, it's got to be all about their defense here. Obviously, the offense is of the essence, but got to be able to have a good defensive stop right there is one of the key things as well, as it'll be 3rd and 4 at the 23. Lawrence firing, caught in a first down. First down to the 35. The Orbits. As that contested catch goes for a little extra than it was supposed to. Johnson was supposed to have him after that catch, and that allows the first down and a lot more, as Bigsby was able to pick up 2 there. Second and 8 at the 37. Lawrence. Pass is caught, and it's going to be a first down once again. Orbits are really taking it away here in the second half, and really what they are taking away is a bunch of time. I mean, that's really been the story of this game. You want to win a football game, you got to control that ball a lot more often than the other team has, because I mean, that's just basic football. I mean, if you don't have much time with the football, you can't really score much. As Lawrence looking to throw, chucks one deep and it's caught. What a pass by Trevor Lawrence. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 26. And really just fortunate that the safety turned his back, or otherwise that's probably picked off. Nice read nonetheless, though, by Lawrence, noticing that the safety had his back turned, and Bigsby nearly with a gain of 10 there, and it's going to be 2nd and inches at the 16. I'd imagine they'd let him run again. I'm not quite sure, though, as it'll be 2nd and inches at the 16. Looking to throw. Lawrence fires over a man, and the pass is caught. Brian Thomas Jr. hauling it in as it'll be 1st and goal at the 5. And a pitch to Bigsby, and he's slowed down by Kevin Byard in the backfield. 2-yard loss, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Knowing that Lawrence and the Orbits are not, in fact, aggressive, could see them easily taking a field goal here, but if they do score, makes a nightmare situation for St. Louis, as that's a huge sack by Tremaine Edmonds. 3rd and goal at the 14. 5 wide here for Lawrence. Gets this one off, and it's incomplete. Looking for the screen pass to Christian Kirk, and just not able to get it. 4th and goal at the 14. Kick is up and good. Makes it 16-7. The Orbits making a name for themselves here in London. It's really just a battle of two mid-offenses here in London. So I guess what they get to see is more or less just a battle of defense, because that's what these two teams do best. But however, DeAndre Swift has been pretty good on the season. He's almost got 100 rushes for 455 yards. I mean, that's no small task, as that is going to be his 100th run, and it's going to be a 1st down to the 41, a milestone in the season. He's touched the ball 100 times. As this pass is, oh my goodness, incomplete. Darnell Savage with a savage hit. It'll be 2nd and 10 at the 41. Throwing to the outside is, he's got Swift. 3rd and 10 at the 41 now. Williams is going down. 4th and 17. And the punt is away, as this one will hit the 5-yard line and bounce into the barricade there. Trevor Lawrence, 20 for 23, 225 yards. No touchdowns as of yet, but he has certainly got this team down the field quite efficiently. Lawrence chucking a deep ball, and that's bobbled in the hands of a defender and incomplete. Would have been a huge play for the Orbits, as this one is going to be carried by Tank Bigsby and not getting much else. Might as well have been an incomplete pass, as it's 3rd and 10 at the 20. In a real must-pass situation here, Evan Ingram in motion, looking to throw as Lawrence goes over, and it's incomplete. Another near interception for St. Louis. And Reynolds was being helped up by a Monarch and just not able to get up. Weird looking story for him right now. And the Monarchs, it's been quite the tough going here in this game, with Williams getting sacked every couple of seconds there. I mean, you really just can't get away from it. First and 10 at the 34. Looking to throw. Pass is caught, and it's going to be a 5-yard gain. Looking to throw. Pass is caught. What a catch. DJ Moore. Turn him up. That was an incredible play right there. Nearly misses that one. Able to come around with a defender on his back. Catch that ball, take the hit, and still hold on. As it'll be 1st and 10 at the 47. And this should be the final play before the 4th quarter, and it's not going well for the Monarchs. Another sack. Hines Allen getting into the backfield once again. Bright side for the Monarchs, at least it wasn't a fumble, as Lawrence and the Orbits up 16-7 in a battle of the defenses. We'll come back after this message. I'm back as Williams gets in the end zone. St. Louis scores, and it's thanks to Williams' legs again. Going through two people, be able to make that heroic touchdown right there, and that saves St. Louis. 5 minutes, 39 seconds, and some defense to be played. Orlando's got to hold on to this lead, and I mean, it's really going to come down to the wire here in London. You talk about two teams that are probably the best in terms of, well, you got one that's got a bunch of passing touchdowns, but also has been able to do with his legs today, and then Lawrence, who has just been able to get this team downfield and score at an elite level. 2nd and 10 at the 26. Lawrence. The run is going nowhere. 3rd and 9 after the 1-yard gain by Bigsby. A crucial 3rd down right now. This is one of the moments you get into if you were playing the moment. Looking to throw. Lawrence steps up. He's got some room, and he's got a 1st down. This was college. That might be a targeting penalty. But instead, he's going to escape the pocket and just run along with this ball. And, of course, have a player gliding right over him. Handoff. Bigsby. He's going to end up getting a gain of 7. Bigsby with his 20th rush. He hasn't got much out of the day. Probably only like maybe a 4 yards per run type of game for him today, and that is a big catch. Might not have got him much, but that is still huge. Nice hit by that Monarchs player, and he's just able to hold on. Really the story there. 3rd and 2. Looking to throw over the middle. He's got Brian Thomas. 1st and 10 at the 35, and the 3-minute mark has hit this game in 2 minutes, 30 seconds now, as they've wasted a lot of time getting set here. Handoff. And Bigsby still running. He's going to have the 1st down. The Orbits have gotten themselves in a great situation. However, the Monarchs, as this 2-minute warning approaches, they're going to need to score. And it's got to be up to this defense to try and get them somewhere to start, other than down a touchdown. Handoff to Bigsby is going to end up getting a gain of 3. Timeout taken by St. Louis. They know the clock game all too well, as the run here by Bigsby is going backwards, and they'll gladly take a timeout there. Tremaine Edmonds able to make the TFL there, and now 3rd and 9 at the 23. Looking to throw. Fires, and it's deflected at the line. Great stop right there, and it's going to be 4th and 9 with the exception of the field goal, a 41-yard kick. He hit one from 40 earlier as this kick is up and good. 19-14. Cam Little puts it through the uprights again. This is an insane game so far. And if St. Louis is able to mount the comeback and win it, I will be shocked. This game has certainly not gone to plan for the Monarchs. I mean, you take a look at that first half. I mean, yeah, they're close, but their offense wasn't necessarily doing much. The only thing they had was that Caleb Williams rushing touchdown, and that even took a lot of time. So it's going to be definitely interesting to see what they have drawn up here inside the 2-minute drill as Williams chucks this one across his body. It's caught. And it's going to be a first down past the 50. They need to get in the end zone, though. No huddle. St. Louis with only one timeout. Looking to throw. Williams chucks this ball, and it's incomplete. That would have been a game-winning interception if he had just put more effort into it. Lucky to come away with just a deflection. Looking to throw is Williams. Chucks this ball deep, and it's caught! Down to the 15! And a injury on the line. It's Jenkins. Number 76 for the Monarchs. That is a not so good tail there. With a minute left, Romeo Duns is going to get out of bounds here. I have no clue why they're trying to save the clock right now. I mean, yes, you do have very little time, but that's also very little time that could be used by Orlando, who has 3 timeouts, to go down and score right after you do. So that's kind of confusing me a little bit, and that drop right there is going to make this one hell of a difficult play here. 3rd and 3 at the 8. Difficult decision here. Williams firing. Caught! Touchdown! St. Louis! The fans are going wild! 51 seconds left in the score by Cole Kmet. I mean, take a look at this. Able to just waltz into the end zone off of that in route. Completely leaves his defender in the dust. And now they're going for the 2-point to make it a 3-point game. This is definitely going to be an interesting 2-point conversion play if they can get it, and they will not. It's not all over yet. Orlando still has to go down and score with a field goal with 51 seconds left. I think they could do it, but it's going to come down to the wire. So definitely a heck of a game here in London so far, as this kick is up and away. Returned from the 6. And the Monarchs have no timeouts, so they don't really have a say in what happens next, as Tank Bigsby, with 23 rushes, 70 yards, and a touchdown today, is going to have to sit back and either run routes or find something else, as here's a timeout taken after a 7-yard gain. They don't need to get it all in one play. They just need to waste enough time to do it as time expires. And that is going to be the difficult part. Second timeout taken after a huge first down play. Almost 30 seconds as they'll get out of bounds here to stop the clock. 32 seconds on the 1-yard gain. Not quite sure what they're doing right now. I'm not quite sure what the Monarchs are doing. Play action. Heaving this one deep, and it's caught! Brian Thomas Jr. And they're going to run another play. 1st and 10 at the 23. Lawrence throwing. Incomplete. Glad to see it. That would have been one heck of a time they would have had if they had to get down and spike it right there. And they run. What are we doing? No time remaining! St. Louis wins! What a game! Are you kidding me? Wow! That is definitely not what you want to see right there. That is a waste of potential right there. Not aware of the clock. Don't get down and spike it. I mean, at least kick the field goal with the running clock. That would do you some good, but they choose to run it and end the game for themselves. That is a heartbreaker for Lawrence and the Orbits. Unbelievable. I know a lot of people are going to have some calls to make to Doug Peterson because that just can't happen here in this league. We can look at some key highlights really quick. We'll look at the first quarter. We'll see what all highlights we have here as the first real big thing was his first and goal rush by Tank Bigsby, as he was just able to get past her really well here. And then just a bunch of different plays. Here is, I don't know why I'm snapping a picture, but you can definitely tell that this was an incredible game. I'll zoom all the way out so we can just see everywhere on the field right here. When you take a look at this play, Ingram just able to get out on a huge route and gets down. That is a huge play there. And then Lawrence, just those sacks alone is really what killed him right there. And then you take a look at Williams' 9-yard rush with 2 minutes 10 to go. And look at this. You see where everybody's at. Real open space in the middle of the field. Receiver takes him away. Players behind the 8 ball, and he's able to just crash in for the touchdown. Incredible plays as we see them here. A lot of defense with this game, of course. And this is going to be the most controversial play of the game. A 0-yard rush by Tank Bigsby to end it all. Absolutely unbelievable game. Lawrence balled out, 287 yards for him. Caleb Williams had a passing touchdown, 255, and a 70% completion rating. Excuse me. We'll see who all is out for the next week, if, in fact, they stay on IR, as it looks like no receiving. Thought we seen a player go out on that end, but okay. There we are. Devin Lloyd, the middle linebacker out of Utah, in his second year will be on IR, possibly for next week, as we'll keep on looking. Hopefully no other huge situations coming out, as the kicking part, Cam Little did his part, but Jairo Santos really didn't have to come out there, and that's really just the bottom of it. Kick and punt return, no one really cares about. So, it was a great game, to say the least, and I know everybody's going to be a little frustrated after this one, at least on the Orbit side, but the Monarchs survive in London, and that is the true story of this game. An amazing game nonetheless, as we say so long from the Tottenham Hotspur in London. Peace out, guys.